Ready for the vampire saga? A recent crime scene revealed vampire bite marks. As a family member, Officer Anna won't let vampire see daylight. She bit the detective's neck without hesitation, instantly erasing his memory. Upon waking, Anna pretended to be late, like an actress auditioning. She said the detective might have fainted at the door from a headache, and the scene was spotless, like a pro cleaner's work. To shield her family, Anna had to find the killer before the police. She quietly gave the body to the family doctor. Hospitals are perfect for hiding bodies. However, when she got home, she found Little Ro working on breaking all the human limits. Facing such a troublemaker, her patience was wearing thin. Using the detective's bathroom break as her opportunity, Anna gave Ro a well-deserved lecture. Then, wouldn't you know it, Ro claims he found new clues from the earlier case. Talk about an infuriating twist of fate. He discovered an old button from the last century at the scene, which Anna recognized immediately. The family compared photos and confirmed this button belonged to another member of their clan. That's the doctor's ex-wife, Olga. The trio headed to find her at once, but she had donated clothes to the museum long ago. What a charity! To their astonishment, the sole survivor from the first case was also at Olga's place. What a plot twist! He was the new boyfriend Olga mentioned, looking vacant and dazed, as if he'd just had a bad hair day post-blood-sucking poor guy. The doctor found his wounds vanish, an enigma. He decided immediate research, unaware of the vicious cycle to come. Just as they were plotting how to deal with Little Mustache, the detective found them. What an unexpected grand entry. It turns out the detective tracked down Olga's address through Little Mustache's call records. Looks like he's quite the important suspect. Little Mustache said he was attacked that night, but was lying in the hospital, unaware of the danger. He thought he was as safe as can be until he heard voices of shadowy figures outside, so he made a classic escape through the window. Returning to the shared garage, he swapped clothes with his roommate, unsure why he healed so fast, a real mystery. Clearly, Anna found his mistakenly killed roommate's body in the warehouse. Police will surely search for him. The doctor quickly called Anna, urging her to do whatever it took to get the body out of town. Time was of the essence. The doctor needed a plausible cause of death and, unable to drive, turned to Olga for help. Despite their divorce, they had to unite. Olga agreed and, early in the morning, drove her fancy car to the hospital's back door. However, this eye-catching vehicle unexpectedly caught a security guard's attention. Truly unbelievable. What a matter of trust. While the guard was admiring Olga's car, he saw the doctor pushing a body towards the trunk. What a bizarre pairing. Logically speaking, when transporting bodies, a hospital ought to use its own vehicles, shouldn't it? However, the doctor was momentarily rendered speechless, which made the guard feel even more suspicious that something was amiss. Just at that moment, Olga calmly exited the vehicle, and the guard was instantly captured by her special abilities, a jaw-dropping moment. Not only did she help lift the body into the cab, but also blessed it, forcing the doctor to throw it off a bridge of disaster. To stay on top of the murder case, Anna had the doctor send a warning to the commander Ivan, stating, "My head injury could flare up at any moment." To monitor her injury, Anna stayed with Ivan for days and found human life more complicated. To avoid Ivan's suspicions, Anna's family prepared a lavish breakfast. Though vampires get diarrhea from human food, they still had to pretend. However, Ivan mistakenly entered the old master's room, saw a coffin, and was told this couple's coffin was gifted during a romance. The old master concluded that the other person left while he was still around to quiet the twist. However, when Ivan finally found the bathroom, he realized there was no toilet paper. Now that's just cruel. A reading vampire obviously doesn't need to use the bathroom, and the old master couldn't help but lament how tough this life was. To make his home more livable, the old master decided to shop for supplies and heard a rumor of wild animals in the outskirts. Many farmers reported their livestock were under attack, and the blood had been sucked right out of them. It definitely sounds troublesome. The old master sensed something fishy and went to investigate, discovering a strange household with animal specimens and vampire photos. He immediately notified Anna, and they rushed to the scene, walls busted with vampire info. As a perfectly sane person, Ivan instantly felt like he was losing it, but Anna noticed a photo of the old master on the wall just as she suspected. Just as she hid the photo, a car engine roared outside, and in came a young fellow. What an absurd twist. The young guy explained that all the wall information was collected by his grandpa, who had a particular interest in vampires, definitely a fanatic. But the grandpa stated that this information was proof that vampires existed, and were among them. Talk about breaking news. He tried to share this information with others, but no one believed him, and he ended up in a psychiatric hospital. What a tragedy. Just as I thought to give Ivan an important document, he ended up calling out for his deceased spouse. What a laughable moment. Ivan realized that Grandpa was suffering from dementia, but Anna knew that what he said was indeed true, a mysterious illusion. Back at home, Anna shared all of this with the old master, who felt a surge of anger, truly an emotional tale. He immediately confronted the guards, questioning why they had locked a sound mind away for over a decade and outright injustice. However, the guards were unperturbed, balancing humans and vampires to maintain order. Truly awkward responsibility. As the conversation turned, they had stopped pursuing the killer, family member or not, an unexpected twist. As the generational keeper of human-vampire balance, Maggie dedicated his life and praised how heartbreaking. Now faced with cancer and at his wit's end, he hoped the old vampire master could help him, a desperate plea indeed. Although the old master wanted to help Maggie, he had a past he couldn't return to. What a touching narrative. Last century, a vampire massacred a village. The old master was to execute him, but the god was his own brother. Ultimately, the god broke the laws they were meant to uphold, and the old master couldn't tolerate it, believing that humans were the real good guys who would never compromise. Recent murder clues are a perplexing puzzle, undeniably mind-boggling, and Detective One inadvertently received a folder filled with vampire news. It even included the old master's grandson, Little Ro, and Detective One wasted no time in tracking him down. To Wan's surprise, Little Ro declared he was live-streaming merchandise sales, featuring a vampire-themed collection, and now that's a niche market. Around this time, Dark Lord posted that the previous murder was by vampires, detailing the case, making Detective One suspicious. Feeling uneasy, he suspected the blogger was a vampire-obsessed lunatic, killing people then bragging online about it. What a danger. Consequently, he had Ro intentionally reveal that one of the victims, Little Mustache, hadn't died and would be attending an upcoming Meanwhile, the doctor noticed that Little Mustache's wounds, for a human, seemed to heal at an alarming rate. What a scientific anomaly.